We are starting with the book, the Bhagwat Gita, Symphony of the Spirit. It is interpreted by R. Verma. Preface. Gita's main theme, no doubt, is spiritualism, but its greatness lies in integrating the spirituality in everyday activities of life. Lord Krishna never believed in isolated spiritualism. He himself lived the life of a great spiritualist in action on the mundane plane of everyday light. The art of mingling spiritualism in daily life is beyond reach for many people. Because this calls for practical spiritual experience called the spiritual realization. A scholar lacking the spiritual dimension may not pass the muster. Despite my 25 years humble practice of Kriya Yoga, I must admit that I do not qualify to be a fit person to do justice to attempt a commentary on Gita. However, my answer to the obvious question, that why one am attempting this exercise one's that I am doing it purely as an act of prayer. Sincerely I have made this attempt as a humble act of offering at the holy feet of God the Divine. For about a year it has provided me an opportunity to know something about this great scripture. I could not have found a better option to keep in touch with God's gospel and grandeur. The little that I could learn and understand about this holy scripture I have dared to put in script. After all, God recognizes not only the quality of service rendered to Him, but also the intention behind it. My belief is that as long as devotion is there, the devotee may choose any form of prayer. I must say that main inspiration to undertake this attempt came to me from chapter 17, 1.lxvlxxiv of Gita, various spiritual work, including lessons and autobiography of a yogi of my Guru Dev Paramhans Yogananda Ji, and other Param Gurus. Introduction. The Bhagwat Gita is a treatise on spiritualism. Param Braham, the Supreme God, is its theme. Its study and practice inspires the believers to know the soul and God. Ardent seekers are so inspired by its teachings that, through sadhana, they become godlike, that is called the rishis, or the siddha purushas. Simultaneously, Gita inspires people to perform their duty with dedicated commitment. It lays down that performance of duty with detached mind leads to satisfaction and excellence in this life, and opens the gates to heaven in life after death. Thus, acting on this inspiration means both good life here and great life hereafter. It is to be noted that Gita is essentially a great work ethic. Purity in action is its priority. Its stress is on detached work, nishkam karma. If one is to excel in life, there is no substitute to work detached, and dedicated performance of duty means karma yoga. From a householder to the highest functionary, the path of action one's the main avenue to reach the Supreme. However, it is a double-edged sword. It leads both to liberation and bondage. If performed as service and sacrifice with devotion, it leads to God. If performed with selfishness and personal motive, it binds to the world. The dynamics of action contains the secret to purify the mind. It burns all the dross and sparkles the heart. Its real test lies in a crisis, where man's personal honor and interests are at stake. One who emerges unscathed is called karma yogi, and he needs nothing else, because it leads him to God. It is this theme of God realization, which forms the very core